Today I want us to focus on the idea, the concept of protecting your peace. Sometimes there are going to be persons that come into your life purposefully, intentionally to disrupt your peace, to disrupt and cause a nuance or become a nuisance to your homeostasis. I want you to remember never to let anyone derail you from your goals, your objective, and the direction of your operation. If someone is not accepting or understanding of where you are, then maybe it's time to let them go. All right? So now let us get into the conversation. Today I want to give, as is customary, an update as to what our current portfolio standing is and give you a breakdown so that you can have an appreciation as to our progress as we seek to give you guidance, insights, and allow you to get some understanding of that which is not only probable but also that which is possible. All right, so let us initiate the recording sequence. So as we're about to record, I'm just going to open one of our favorite brokerage account, one that did not go out in spite of the travesty that has been happening in relation to the different markets and the Amazon outage that took place on the 20th of October. So many persons may be aware that there was an outage that took place on the Amazon web server. Yes, that outage disrupted a few businesses. Some were unaffected because they had other servers which they were using to conduct their business transaction. So what I want us to do now is to just jump into our Webull account, all right? And we're just going to have an idea and an update as to where our account's standing. So this is our current position. The last time we were in red, and today we are now in green. And not just green, we are up even 40% on the day. Since today, we're up 40%, we're up 43%, we're up 30% just on this one day. But don't forget that we came all the way down. Now, let us enter our password and see where we are. Remember I told you to look at the number that we had the last time? Yes. If you looked at that number, you realize that we're almost at a double. But we are not there yet. We think that before the year is end, before the year is done, we can triple. All right? If the market continues to move with this veracity and the velocity that it is doing, we can double based on our position in this safe account. So the account that we're showing you is our safe account that is in the medium of risk and risk management. All right, because we want you to get a return on your investment. We want you to have at least one solid win. And that is why we're positioning you so that you can see what is possible and what is probable. All right, so now that you are looking at our account, we are now at $8,000 in this account. Today, this account went up by $1,147.20. So the individual account went up by 16%. All right. And I should let you know that we had deposited in this account $2,500 on Friday, which is set to be deployed into SoFi, because this account, we're going to be showing you something very special. We're going to show you that you can pick one stock Now that it's only one stock that you need to have on your radar, but in this account we're going to show you that you can take one stock and you can become a millionaire with one stock. And the stock that we want to use on this journey to show you proof of concept is SoFi. In other accounts, we have different stocks, such as APLD. You know that we are pretty bullish on APLD. We are bullish on Palantir. We have been bullish on Palantir since its IPO. When I told people that it was a $250 stock, everyone laughed. But look at them now. Who is laughing? So we made a lot of capital on Palantir, and I've been holding Palantir since the IPO. The last time I bought Palantir was when it was at $8. And person say, why are you buying it at that price? And I repeated it. This is a $250 stock. So I have no qualms in buying at that price. And now look where we are. The next stock that I'm bullish on is AMD. To a degree, yes, I am bullish on AMD. I'm also bullish on Nvidia. I am bullish on most of the companies that I will mention. BBAI, oh my, I am so bullish on BBAI. And APLD, I don't think APLD is yet at its maximum. APLD still has a long way to go. So you have to position yourself so that you can benefit from the growth and the increase that will come from APLD. So there are many other stocks that I'm looking at. I'm gonna, after we have discussed our changes and our update, going to give you an insight as to the new stocks that we have added to our watch list. All right. So as you can see, our cash position is $2,562.99, and we are just holding this capital here because we want to deploy it in our leaps for 2028. But if an opportunity comes and we can deploy this capital into the November or December calls, then we will take that opportunity. And this is where our account is currently sitting at. All right, and this is the breakdown. So we are currently in a safe zone, which is acceptable, feasible, and we are appreciative of that. But this is not telling you the full story. I want you to also look at the new section of the account that we have somewhat partially funded, 6/7 way funded, and that there is our ROT account. We're up $1,611 in this account. However, this account is still down because we bought at the high of the market. And yes, we know that that was somewhat irresponsible, but it doesn't really matter because these positions, we expect that we will be taking at our bear case. This stock SoFi should be $35 by the end of 2025. I know it's about 26. Let me check what is the actual value of SoFi today. Let's check it. SoFi, let's look at SoFi. So SoFi is $28.75 plus or minus. Today it traded for, it opened at 27.20 and it went all the way up to, let's see if we can find it. Previous close was 26.54. Today's range is 7%. All right. Turnover is 5.96%. All right. So I think it went up to about 28.93, just shy of $29. But that is something that we can look into. That is something that we can appreciate, that this stock is showing us a proof of concept that it is still a viable option. All right. So this is a stock that I'm going to be speaking about mostly when you're having conversation with me. Now that we're in our history, let me show you some of the other stocks that we are fond of. So Bull is the platform that we use a lot, but Bull is currently on a downward trajectory. We are not currently entering Bull until it reaches a $10 price target. All right, so when it reaches $10, that is an indication that an entry is imminent. If you cannot get it to 10 and it goes to 10.18, then enter at 10.18 if you so desire and you think that this company is a good company. So this company, in my estimation, is similar because it is more advanced than the woods of today that is popular in the United States. So that there is something that you can look into. And if you want to play calls or puts, that's up to you. You will have to decide. APLD is one of my favorite, and the price target that I have for APLD for 2025, my bear case when it was at $6, I said that this was a $35 stock, but I didn't know that it would have reached 35 before the end of the year, because my bear case was $35 based on the traction that this stock was receiving, but it has exceeded that expectation already. So it is in a zone where it is trying to pull back. So even though it's going up, it is not actually breaking out, it is retracting. It is having lower lows and lower highs. All right, so just bear that in mind. So wait for the retracement, and when that retraces, then you can re-enter for the ride up to $40. It's going to try to hit the door of 40 again, and then it's going to move right up to 65, but it's not going to just go in a straight line. It doesn't always go in a straight line, but so you have to be patient, and that is why proper preparation prevents poor execution. All right, so you have to prepare yourself mentally. Don't rush, don't chase unless you're day trading, and we're not about day trading in this setting. All right, now let's get into another company that has been brought to my attention, and it is Tilray. I think it's a cannabis company. I'm not sure, but I will have to look at it. It's not yet giving me a buy signal, so if it gives me a buy signal, then I'm going to enter, but I am waiting for it to come all the way down to here. What number is this? Let's see. That's $1.18 thereabout would be a good entry price. All right, so we're just going to have to watch that for a while to see if it is a viable option for us to enter. And I don't want you to sleep on Rich Tech AI. So that's RR. This company, not yet well known by the Wall Street analysts, but a few persons have their eyes on this. This is a good company based on what I'm seeing. It is doing a pullback, which is okay. We're expecting to come back all the way down to about $4.16. 15 cents would be okay. You take a entry right there, and then you decide whether it's going up or it's going to continue down. If it continues down, then when it reaches to another support line, you can take another entry, which would be at $2. If it keeps going down, you have to decide if you want to close the position or you want to continue and hold it. But you have to have conviction in the company which you decide that you want to go get into. So there are many companies, there are many ways to play the company. And let me go back to PayPal. PayPal is one of my least favorite but favorite companies. PayPal has a good vision, they have a good direction, but the market has not yet picked up on the trajectory that PayPal is pushing. So for 2028, I see PayPal at $120. Yes, it may sound absurd, but it should be way past that. I'm actually looking for 120 by 2026. All right. So by 2028, if it continues with its international expansion, it should be at 150. And that's my bear case that I'm sharing with you. All right. So these are just some things that I want you to bear in mind, have on your radar, and then you can decide if these are good for your investment style and your investment portfolio. Now, let us see if we can get back into our account and do a quick look. And we are grateful that God has given us the wisdom, the intellectual capacity, and allowed us to be humble enough to share the information that we have based on the information that He has made us privy to. All right. So I pray that you'll understand that this is not just about you becoming rich and wealthy. It's about you developing a relationship with your Maker and your King. And understanding how money works, money operates, will give you an advantage. It will give you some level of power. It will give you some level of control so that you can make the strategic moves that you need to make in order to reach where you need to reach. So with that said, let us now move over to, let's see, our history. That profit and loss. So 1 year analysis trend. Okay, so this is cumulative profit and loss from 2024 to 2025. All right, that's 1 year, $109. Okay. Assuming this is a Roth account. Okay, that is why we haven't made any significant moves just yet. All right, let's see if we can go to the traditional account and see what it says in our profit and loss. So in this account, it is saying that we have made, for the last year, in this account, we have made $2,813 in this account, cumulative profits. All right. And we basically really started this account this year, less than 12 months ago. So just bear that in mind and take it for what it is worth. So this is some of the trades that we have made and some of the losses that we have taken. All right. So this was when we were placing trying out the, what do you call it, they have the events. This was when events contract just came, and we were trying out the events contract, and then we realized that this was not for us because we lost more than we won. So we won 9 and we lost 33. That is not a good average. And the thing is that with the events contract, it more feels like gambling, and I'm not really a fan of gambling because it's just like you're saying it's going to go up or it's going to go down. So it's a 50-50. That's what you are thinking, but the host is getting a cut, 10% cut. So it is a 40-40-20 split. All right. So you may think that you are winning, but you are still not winning everything that you could be getting. All right. So that's just something that you need to think about. So we did make some small bets, and we won on the small bets. When we started adding position size, you realize that we started losing. We have 33 losses, and I had placed $100 to trade $100 all the way out until it was done, but I got so frustrated with losing so often. So I said, hey, this ain't for me. Well, I said that this ain't for me after the first trade when I won, because how would I know what strategic advantage, what information would I have to know if something is going to go up or something is going to go down, something's going to go right or something is going to go left? I cannot know with any level of graphical data or anything like that. So it's basically, to me, gambling, and I wouldn't encourage you to get involved in any gambling, because a fool and his money will soon part. All right, and I know that anyone who is in this space is not a fool. Anyone in this space is of an intellectual superiority and intellectual prowess, which means that they are positioning themselves for things which are to come. So on SoFi, yes, I have had a loss, and these losses were on some short-term plays that I took, which I did not need to take. However, I took them nevertheless. All right, so you have to be very strategic in how you play and utilize your account. So as you can see, this is our account positioning. We're at $1,686.44. That's 37%. And then the other is $1,147, and that's 16%. So today in total we made about 2,000. We increased about 2,800 in this account. Now, we have another account that we like, and that is Moomooo. Moomooo, in this account is an account that if you're a lazy investor like how I am, and you have one set of capital, you may have $1,000 or $500, $200, whatever it is, and you want to just put it in a position and let it sit there until maybe 2 years time, then this is the account that you can watch. All right, so in this account we are at $8,821.68. So I want to let you know that in this account we placed $1,000 in the margin and $1,000 in the cash, and we're only using the money that we have, so we're only using our own cash, right? So because we deployed all our capital into one position, we are seeing a better fruit of return. In the cash account, we deployed our capital in good positions, yes. However, because we are spread out so much, we are not seeing the gravity of return that is actually possible. All right? So what is this saying? This is saying to me, and this may be saying to you, that if you have one money or one sum of money, I would suggest that you study one position, one company that you think is worth your money, and you put all of it into that one company. Many persons will say diversify, but diversification is for persons who don't understand what they are doing. So if I don't know what I'm doing and I don't want to lose too much, then I'll put here, put there, put there. That's not how you do it in the real world, right? So when people say they're diversifying, it just says to me that they don't really understand what it is that they are truly doing. I know you can have ups, you can have downs, and if you want to diversify, fair enough. You can understand what you want to do and still diversify, not because you know that something is right mean that you're going to do it, and not because you know something is wrong mean that you're going to refrain from doing it. So it's the same thing for diversification. But there's nothing wrong if you choose to understand and pretend that you don't understand and diversify. That is up to you. So this account has been making progress, and we are appreciative for the increase that it has generated so far. So we are now 15%, we're 97% in options, and you know that we only play options until we are assigned, and when we're assigned, then we step away, and then instead of buying, we sell. All right, so we're just waiting on assignment, and once assignment is done, then we become sellers. But even though we'll be selling, we are gonna still be buying. All right, so we're just looking at some community posting. So these are just some of the updates as to what is taking place in our account. So I hope that this information was insightful and gave you some guidance as to our current progress. The month is not yet completed. Today is the 20th day of the 10th month. The market has already closed, and as such, this is where our account is standing. I hope that you will continue to position yourself strategically so that you can make the best of the investment that you so desire to be rewarded with. But before we go, let me just show you a few of the SPACs that I have been watching. I have been watching Churchill Capital. So that there is a SPAC that I've been looking at. There is also a sub-$1 company that I've been watching, I've been eyeing, and that is Urban Grow. I have not decided to make a position. I'm just watching it because it has been mentioned to me. And then these are some speculative companies. Some of them are good companies, others are not so great, but you can decide what suits your fantasy. So BZAI, Dragonfly, SES, all of these, you can just look at them and see if any of them rocks your boat. The ones that I'll be watching closely, the ones that I will be making a substantial entry in are Rich Tech AI. All right, I'll be making an entry in Revolt AI. All right, at the appropriate time though. I'm keeping Open Door on my list. I'm keeping Tilray on my list. I'm gonna have to do some more research on that. I'm keeping LAES on my list. I need to have more information before I can make a move on that company. And as I find more companies, then I'll give you an update as to them. All right, I don't want to just give you companies randomly. I want to be strategic in the companies that I share with you. That way, if you decide to take action, it will not be to your detriment. And as such, the companies that I have come to appreciate and come to love and think are good for now and for the future includes, which are safe enough, are SoFi, that's my top favorite, APLD, keep your eye on APLD. You can look at Rich Tech AI. All right, that there is one to keep in mind, and there are quite a few more. If I so feel inclined, I'll put them on the screen so that you can take a look in your own time. But for us here, I want you to have yourself, as always, a money-filled day. And remember, with all your getting, get wisdom, get understanding, and never forget your maker and your king. Until we meet again, be blessed.